Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Champions Trophy Group B or Group 2 also. This group consists of Afghanistan, South Africa, England and Australia. And boy, we have a lot to discuss. So let's get into the video. Before we get into the video, this Champions Trophy, we're going to be a lot more active than before. So make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any future videos. So cutting to the chase, this video is going to have 3 segments. One is going to be all teams short analysis. Number 2 is going to be the standings prediction. And number 3 is going to be the awards section, where we're going to give highest run scorer, highest wicket taker and the surprise performer. And we are going to clash with Group A's awards versus Group B's awards and see who is the better run scorer, more wicket taker and the surprise performer who gave more of a surprise. So in the last video, we discussed all of these for Group A. This video we're going to discuss for Group B. So let's get into the video, starting with the first segment, a short analysis of each team in Group B. Let's start with Afghanistan. Afghanistan are in a nice run of form in ICC tournaments. 2024 T20 World Cup, they finished in the semi-finals, and in the 2023 ODI World Cup, they had a nice respectable 5th finish, which most of the teams couldn't get. Pakistan couldn't get, Sri Lanka couldn't get, Netherlands, Bangladesh, none of the teams got it, Afghanistan got it. A little setback is that Allah Ghazanfar is injured, and they've given a lot of time to him for him to develop, and he got injured for the Champions Trophy and even the IPL, which MI had to replace him with Mujib-ur-Rahman. So yeah, that is a slight blow to them, but I feel like they can make strides in this tournament. Next up is Australia. Now, Australia have a lot of injury blows in this tournament, or so we think, because last time they said Travis Head has an arm injury and he won't play, and in the final, he performed really well. However, Travis Head is playing this tournament. A lot of youngsters are playing this tournament because Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazelwood, Marcus Stoinis, Mitchell Marsh, Cameron Green all won't play in this tournament, apparently, because they're probably going to come in the middle of the tournament in the semi-finals and get the trophy. But that's a thing to say for the other times. But now let's talk about what they could do without these people. Now, they have a nice youngster blend, and that's probably one of their strengths, because if you have to replace half the squad with youngsters, that would have been a very hard thing to do. But Australia have done perfectly, and they have the nice set of youngsters. However, the questions arise on weaknesses. Pat Cummins, the main captain, is out, and Steve Smith, he hasn't captained in a long time. Travis Head has barely any assistance in the batting. However, the batting order is not that bad. It has a little bit of depth, and there's only youngsters. So they have a nice blend of youngsters and only a little bit of experience, which might be to their weakness. And I see they are going to be one of the flops. I will tell you where they finish in the standings predictions. So now let's talk about South Africa and England. Now, talking about South Africa is a different case. They've been destructive in the past ICC tournaments. They're in the WTC final, even though they had an easy path. 2024 T20 World Cup finalists, they were in the semis of the 2023 ODI World Cup. So they're coming off a nice run of form. They haven't won a trophy, which might give more motivation to them. And I expect them to become more destructive in this tournament, because again, it's pretty much the same batting lineup. And they just have a few additions which are destructive as well. They have a few injury blows, like Gerald Coetzee not being able to make this tournament. However, I think the pace attack is already stacked with Marco Jansen, Kagiso Rabada, and many more like that in the South African squad. So I think this will be a top tournament for South Africa once again, and they will probably shine in this group, which seems to be one of the hardest. Talking about the hardest, we get to the creators of this tournament, the hard England. They performed really well in ICC tournaments, and they were the 2019 champions when it was held in their home. However, the 2023 World Cup was not really good to them because they didn't qualify. Even like Afghanistan got a higher position than them. which should be not a good sign for them because Afghanistan are in this group and there are better teams. However, I do feel like England are coming further better. They're improving day by day. They have a few injury woes again, like Jacob Bethel not being able to make it. But I do feel like a few people in the squad like Josh Butler, even though a lot of people have been left off, people like Josh Butler, Mark Wood, Adil Rashid also give the squad more quality and experience, and you have a few youngsters here and there, just like salt in a dish. And talking about Phil Salt as well, he has also regained his form a little bit in the ODI series against India, but it is really unpredictable to think about it. Next, we're going to talk about the standings predictions, and these are only my opinion, and I'm probably wrong most of the time, so don't take this too seriously. Take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. So yes, I am going to have some wild shouts in this one, and I'm probably going to get wrong in most of it. And firstly, this is because we're going from bottom to top. I'm making one of the biggest predictions, which will probably flop. Australia are coming forth. Hear me out here. Yes, there are the dawn of ICC tournaments. Even in men's, in women's, in men's, they have 6 ODI World Cups, and they have CT as well to their name. They have 2 CTs to their name. So, I still think they're finishing 4th. Why, you may ask? But they literally have like Copper Connolly as the reserves. I mean, I'm no hate to Copper Connolly. He's a perfect player, but none of them have really played in ICC tournaments before, and they don't have that experience. And a lot of youngsters are there, so it will be a really hard task for Australia. I'm not saying they can't do it. It's Australia, but I am keeping them 4th. Don't hate me, but 4th. 3rd is Afghanistan. They will get a win here and there, but I don't think they will go through, and they'll probably barely stay back. 2nd, I'm keeping England. They'll barely make it through. They'll probably have a fight with Afghanistan and make it through. And I think England, as I told before, the blend of a little talent and then a lot of experience will probably work out for them. And South Africa, the destructiveness they have will probably get them first. They reign in the group stages like anything. I can't tell about the semi-finals, but I feel like they will do good in the group stages. So these are my predictions for the standings. Australia being the major upset in my opinion, and Afghanistan performing decently as they have a good streak of ICC tournaments. Now let's get into the awards, and oh boy, this is gonna be fun because we're gonna have a clash with Group A. Now for the award section, we're gonna have highest run scorer, highest wicket taker, and surprise performer. Now in my opinion, I think the highest run scorer in this in this trophy, in this group, is gonna be a South African or an Englishman. I think it will be Salt, which is again a big shout, or I think it's going to be Rassie van der Dussen. Now I think it's gonna be Phil Salt because he's the destructive opener. Who knows, it might be Travis Head, but I think he doesn't have that support, and I think Phil Salt does have that support. Even Rassie van der Dussen does, but I feel like Phil Salt is going to be the one who is going to carry England, and he's going to score a lot of runs. You can also say Josh Butler, you can also say Travis Head, you can say Steve Smith, but I'm sticking with my option Phil Salt. Now in Group A, I said that Shubman Gill will be the highest run scorer, and I still think Shubman Gill will be the highest run scorer in the group stages. I'm not talking about the semis and finals because the group stage didn't even start yet, so we'll make the semis and finals highest run scorers predictions later when the semis actually come. So I think Group A takes a wins for this one. I think Gill is gonna have the more wickets. Now let's move on to the highest wicket taker. Now I feel like no matter who it is, they are probably gonna take more wickets than the one in Group A. I told Shami, but India's pace attack is already lacking, so I was about to say Kagiso Rabada or Marco Jansen, and I am going to stick with Rabada. I think Jansen, he'll probably be more economical. Like yeah, he'll give away more runs. So he is a very nice bowler, but I think Rabada puts the pressure more and he takes more wickets. Jansen will also take a similar amount, but I still do think that Rabada will take more wickets than even Shami in Group A. Now let's move on to the surprise performer. So in Group A, I told that the surprise performer will be Varun Chakravarti, and I think the surprise performer in Group B is going to be Rashid Khan. Now, I think that Rashid Khan, probably everybody expects him to do well, but in a group like this, I think Rashid Khan will exceed. And I'm not talking about like him leading Afghanistan. That's another thing. But I feel like Rashid Khan will also do very well spin-wise, even though he's playing against three giants. And I think that he will overperform Varun Chakravarti. So Group B 2, Group A 1. Group B wins the award section, but Chuman Gill does get the credit for being the highest run scorer. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you watched till here, please make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell button, because we're going to be active during the CT. Even if I'm sick right now or I'm recording, we will try to get videos. And the first match preview is going to release tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned, hit the bell button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.